This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, can you hear
How's
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see me, ma'am?
Yeah, I can see you. How are you?
Okay.
How's your day?
My day has been going pretty well thus far. Cannot complain.
Oh,
How about yourself?
oh, well, it's been going good. I'm currently like, it's really late at night right now since I'm in South Africa. So yeah,
Okay. Well, I appreciate
yeah,
you being willing to hop on. Do you, out of
yeah.
curiosity, do you have a camera?
I'm using my phone right now, so let me check if I can.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Uh, the lighting is really bad.
Okay,
Let me check
got
if I
you.
can
I just
just
I like I like being able to see people's faces a little bit, kind of getting to see who I'm talking to. But what is the time there for you, if you don't mind my asking?
it's currently 11:55.
Oh shit, so it's almost midnight for you.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Well, I'm definitely happy we're able to make this happen despite the late hours for you. Um, I know
no
that
problem.
before these sorts of calls, people sometimes see like a video that kind of walks through some of the specifics of what we do. Have you had the opportunity to see that?
Yeah, I did see that video of you guys talking
Okay.
about the meeting and stuff,
Hmm.
how to prepare, and
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Perfect, man. Perfect. Just want to make sure we're both on the same page. So, and is it Ayanda? Is that how you say your name?
yeah. Ayanda, it's fine. However you pronounce it, I know
Okay.
it's
Okay.
pretty
I
hard.
always want to make sure I'm saying it or pronouncing it right. But yeah, man.
No
So
problem.
I'm definitely happy we're able to make this happen. Typically, what I like to do is, because obviously this is like an interview, wanting to understand a little bit about you, kind of your situation, to see, if you potentially be a good fit for what we have. Um, but honestly, just what I like to do is understand you, and then what your goals happen to be, what you're wanting to do moving forward. And, if we can obviously help you with that, I'd be more than happy to walk you through what that looks like. But at the end of the day, I want to try to help you no matter what to figure out what your goals happen to be. Does that sound
Yeah,
good?
yeah, that's good. That's
All right.
definitely good.
Perfect, man. So then I guess for you in terms of this, how did you first run into Michael, or like how long have you known about him?
Well, I recently joined, some self-improvement page,
Hmm.
and I met someone. I sent a message. I was like, hey guys, how would you suggest making making money online? Because
Hmm.
I'm currently 16, by the way, if you didn't
Okay.
know. So yeah, I'm 16.
Hmm.
I'm still attending school. I'm still working on that. But
Hmm.
really, like, it's currently my holidays right now, and I don't like just staying around, not doing anything. And it's been like this for quite a while, really. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to get to this next step of trying to be independent and really like basically leveling up and building
Okay.
myself, and yeah,
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
Awesome, man.
So
Awesome.
someone in that group, in that Discord, it was
Hmm.
at Discord, by the way, they sent me a link to that channel, and then I signed up, I booked the meeting, and yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate you and the transparency, what have you. Out of curiosity, I mean, I imagine 16, you're still going to school. You with your parents? Like you live with your parents currently?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
I am.
Gotcha. So then do you have any like, I don't know, do you make any income right now, or are you just like a full-time student with this kind of like on the side?
I am a full-time student. I don't make any money right now, and that's what I'm trying to get
Okay.
into.
Hmm.
Whether it can be really small, I don't mind working towards it.
Hmm.
Really, like, I just wanna build this foundation right now,
Right.
and and I don't mind working really. Like I really
Hmm.
want to get into the mix of things
Hmm.
because I definitely doesn't make sense for you to just make that money boom. No, I do understand that obviously that foundation has to be laid.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's why by 18, I have big goals, I have big dreams. I really want to be able to make my money here online and
Right.
yeah, make a living for myself. Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Okay, gotcha, man. So then obviously, just to be 100% transparent with you, when it comes to like this and what this is about, this is, specifically based around like mentorship, and obviously there is investment with that.
Mm.
And the other thing, just between you and I don't know how it is in South Africa, but in the States, like we don't work with people that are like under 18 because they're not considered like legally an adult. Um,
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's like the same sort of thing or if they have a different thing there in South Africa. But just being honest with you, that's something that we try to shy away from because there's been a couple times where some people said they were 18, but then they were 17, and then the parents got mad at the kid and at us for going through and doing stuff. So I'm not saying that's you, but I'm just saying from like a company perspective, in the eyes of who we bring on, they definitely need to be like of legal age wherever they happen to be. But so I don't know if like the mentorship piece of it makes sense. But that being said, my goal here is to try to help you like accomplish your goals and what makes sense for you. So obviously you're 16, you have big goals you're wanting to hit by 18, it sounds like, be able to work remotely, be able to make that happen. What's kind of like the thought process or the, I guess, target? Like at what point are you like, yeah, I've like accomplished that by the time I am 18? Is there like a number you're thinking about or like a way of making money or what I guess is that for you?
well, it's basically having that constant cash flow. That's when
Okay.
I'll really be satisfied. I'll really knowing that I can, put money on the side and have that constant cash flow and knowing that I can switch from job to job
Okay.
and at the end start my own thing and keep moving that way, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay. So then when you say constant cash flow, how much do you feel you would need to have in terms of monthly income?
Do you think, are you saying right now?
No, as in terms of the goal, like, because obviously right now you're not like you're kind of in the beginning stages, which is totally okay. I'm just thinking in terms of so by the time 18 rolls around, I want to have what coming in. And I know the sky's the limit, but we want to make sure we set the foundations, like you said. So I guess what do you feel that would be where you'd feel confident and comfortable with the cash flow?
Well, in South Africa, do you want me to say it in rands? Because honestly, the exchange rate is really bad.
Yeah.
If you can take it.
Yeah, I've
Um,
talked with another gentleman, different thing, not TikTok related. He specifically was focusing on like developments and Rand. I don't remember exactly what the separation is, but it's a pretty steep difference, I feel.
yeah, very steep, yeah. But even let's say your $200 a month would be your, or
Hmm.
100, 200 would be really great, yeah.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
obviously, if we're talking about 18, I mean, yes, sky is the limit. I would
Right.
love to, I would love to earn 1,000 plus, like that
Hmm.
would really be good.
Okay, got you. So then in terms, because I imagine if you're making like a grand a month or even a couple grand a month, like that'd be pretty, like in USD, that'd be pretty freaking life-changing over there.
Yes, definitely. It would.
Okay. So then let's say 2 years from now you actually did that. I guess what would be like what would you do differently then versus like right now? Because obviously you'd be an adult, I imagine, if 18 is kind of like the age. Um, what do you see yourself doing when you have that type of money?
Well, number one, I really believe in making your like investing in yourself. I really
Right.
believe in the idea of investing
Hmm.
because I don't imagine having that constant cash flow and obviously during the journey you
Right,
learn
of course.
how to manage that money, and definitely investments will be done 100%.
Hmm.
I won't lie to you. I don't know where or how, but definitely investment and constantly making that money work for you and making that profit at
Hmm.
the end. Keep working,
Right.
Um, yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay, got you. So then in terms of that piece, because there are a couple different things you can do. Obviously, in my opinion, I have my own school of thought for how I approach like my life. Because I'm 27, so I'm a little bit older than you, by a good margin. But let me ask you this, because obviously you ran into Michael. You obviously recently got into the self-improvement sort of space. Who have you run into, or like, what's your like when you think about self-improvement or ways of making money, who do you think about? Like, because there's influencers all over the place. There's people that have big brands online. Who do you follow, subscribe to their philosophies for how they want to make money? Like, who do you think about? Or,
Well, one person I really respect their journey is Iman Gaj,
okay, yeah.
because yeah, he definitely, he started when he was also like 16 as well, and he has a deep
Hmm.
reasoning why he did it, and
Hmm.
it worked out. You saw him, couple of businesses crashed, and
Hmm.
he talks about it in his videos as well. Obviously,
Right.
we don't know the full story, yes, but it really makes you think about it and go, you know what? Yes, it is a
Hmm.
tough journey, but it's a journey you're willing to take, because the end goal, really, it's it's worth. I think it's worth fighting and everything. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Okay. So that's definitely good because Iman, I've gone through some of his stuff. Fairly good. I also know a couple of people that were like that worked with him and like worked on a couple of his teams. So to have a little bit of insight into that piece of it. Um, I know that he's come out with a lot of different like programs or like things you can potentially get recently. Um, but at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to like your skills and like the skill sets because that's the one thing that can't be taken away from you. That's one thing, and you control. Like you 100% control your skills. So that's the philosophy that I use and have used for my whole life and decisions and things around that.
So,
In terms of like next steps, because I don't want to just be like, hey, and like, we don't work with people like you, good luck, goodbye type stuff. I'm not that type of a guy. But if you listen to what I say and you actually follow through, you can actually go very far in a very short period of time and actually make more than $1,000 using what I can tell you. So, have you ever heard of a guy? His name's Alex Hermosi. Have you heard of him at all?
yes, I
Okay.
have.
So here is his book, $100 Million Leads. He has changed my life in so many different ways. Um, that's one of the hats actually from the book launch he did for this.
Yeah,
Um, and he puts a lot of his stuff out there for free, like a lot of it. And so because where you are in South Africa, the exchange rate is not ideal, it's going to be hard for you to get things and buy them to start paying down some of the different like because that's the thing. Like if I buy $1,000 course for you, that's literally like, it could be like a year's wages for some people in some cases.
yeah, yeah,
So on his platform, he actually gives away a lot of things for free. I don't know, but he actually puts $100 million offers, the book. That is actually free on Audible. If you use Audible, I don't know if you do or if that's even over
yeah,
there in South Africa, but that's actually 100% free. He puts that for free on his like page. Now, what that's valuable for is making an offer so good people would feel stupid saying no. That's literally like the title of it. And it's very powerful for you from like a skill set perspective if you were going to help a business. And it helps you in two pieces. One, if you were going to talk to a business owner or you were wanting to make money on behalf of something, if they know you can work and you can deliver value to them, they'll be willing to pay you like even like $100 on like a one-time thing, which for you, that's nuts. $100 over there, that's a pretty big thing. And so if I was you, I would go to Audible and then get and listen to and take notes on $100 million offers. And then I would also get his $100 million leads off of there. Now, this is also free on there. And so you get this book and then you also get $100 million offers absolutely free. And you start learning and digesting and understanding because the process for you, this is just being honest, it's going to take time to learn, take time to apply. But once you understand what you need to do and like how business owners think, because that's what it teaches you how to do, is how business owners think, how to get people to actually want to buy stuff, then how to get people to even be interested in the first place. That's where leads comes into play. And Alex is going to be coming out either this later this year or this next year with his next book, which is the book he originally wrote before writing all of those. I believe it's Money Models. I think that's the name of it. And just consume that content because once you understand how business owners think, and as long as you keep developing yourself, like I know you mentioned you're doing personal development type things, keep doing that. Don't stop doing that. Because once you understand the stuff he teaches, and then you have a firm understanding of how to get people and do stuff, then you can pick, okay, do I want to do TikTok or do I want to do something else? Do I want to do drop shipping? Like all these ways of making money follow these rules, all of them. And so this is the foundations, kind of like what you mentioned. Now, what's going to happen is there's going to come a point when you need to pick something, and you're probably going to have to work for free a little bit and develop the skills for yourself. But eventually, it's going to come to the point where you can actually start charging for it and get paid for it. Now, you're 16 years old. You have a little bit of time between now and 18 to start this process. For me, just to let you know, I'm 27 right now. I started when I was probably 20, I was like 20 or 21. So this has been like a 7-year journey for me. And so for me right now, doing exactly what I'm telling you, it's taken me time to get to this point, but I now can make money online from anywhere in the world. And it is something that is doable. But the thing is, a lot of people will try to sell you the dream of like, it's like you can do this in 30 days, but skills take more than 30 days to develop, especially good skills. And good skills are the ones that get you paid. So, in terms of like action steps, in my opinion, that's what I would say is go on Audible because it's 100% for free. I think if there might even be on Spotify and a couple other things and just consume his stuff for sure. Iman stuff is also really good. And then there's going to come a point when you have to decide what avenue do I go? Do I want to go down the TikTok route? Do I want to go down e-commerce? Do I want to go down sales? That's the route I went down. Like, and for me, that's the route that I still do.
I've watched some Alex Hamosi as well. I don't
Right.
know, he's the sales as well. Sales was
Right.
a big
Yeah.
part of that as well.
Yeah. He's literally the one that put me in a position where I am today because he was like, get into sales. And I was like, shit, well, I hate my life. And it seems like he's telling me to do this, so I should probably do that. So that's what I did. And it was probably the best decision because just to let you know a little bit about my goals, my goal is to eventually have my own business and be able to produce value for other people. But the thing is, as with anything in business, you have to be able to sell. If you can't sell in business, you don't have a business. And so that's where the offers comes into play. That's where the leads come into play. And then it's like, okay, well, if you have an offer so good, it makes people if you have an offer so good, it makes people feel stupid saying no. It makes sales easier. If you have an offer so good, it makes people feel stupid saying no, then you actually attract more people in the first place. And
Yeah.
then that means you have more clients coming through, and then you can make more money in that capacity. And then for you, it would be taking the capital and reinvesting it into things like books, into things like mentorships, into things like courses. Like for
Yeah.
me, getting into like the sales world, because I didn't know how to sell freaking 2 years ago. I paid someone to teach me, which that was around like 6 grand for me to actually do that.
Yeah.
And it was the best decision I could have made because now it's like I have the skill. I have something people want. I know like the back of my hand, if I get a specific person coming through, I know I will make money. That's not even a question anymore. But
Yeah.
that takes time. It does. Um, so I don't know, man.
100%.
I guess what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I really, I really think what you've told me. Firstly, I'd love to thank you. Thank you for your time, 100%.
Mhm,
Um, I'm definitely gonna look at that book
mhm.
tonight. Yeah, probably. But yeah, as well, I also wanted to ask, like, how did you get into sales? Like, really, um,
Yeah,
in your experience, how did you get into that
yeah,
sort of thing? And I don't care. Like, I can even do mentorship. It's fine. Like, do it for free. I just want to build that experience as well.
right, right.
Being in that environment. Yes.
Yeah. So for me, about so today is September 28th of 2024.
Yeah.
For me, I ended up investing into a program. It was April of 2022. Now, before that, to give you a little bit of context, in the US, we have people that like literally we like drive trucks like logistics going around doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hated life, literally. It was my friend who got me that position with a good company so I could make a lot of money for a young guy in a very short period of time. I think I was making around 65 grand a year with no college, with no like real experience, um, nothing. Like I just literally, my buddy got me the position, and so I was able to make that amount of money. So I ended up being in that position. Eventually, I realized that I wasn't happy with that. And I was listening to Alex Hormozy. I was also listening to another man named Tanner Chittister. He's like another like sales type guy. And then Andrew Tate as well. You probably have heard of him. Um,
Yeah.
and then the last person, his name was Richard Cooper, which he was actually my first mentor. Now, for me, the interesting thing was everybody I listened to, all the people that I look up to. For you, it's Iman, and maybe a little bit of Alex, and there's probably other people as well. For me, it was those different people. Every single one of them said, you need to get good at sales. If you don't know what you're doing in life, get good at sales because that will always serve you. And
Yeah.
so they didn't know about each other. All these different people I looked up to didn't know that each other existed. But so then I
Yeah.
was like, okay, if 4 or 5 of the people I look up to and respect are all saying the same things, I would be stupid to not listen. And so back at that point, I was unhappy with my life. I wasn't happy with the way I was living it. I wasn't feeling like I was living up to my potential. And I'm listening to all these people tell me, okay, you need to get into sales. So basically, I was like, something needs to change. And someone reached out to me because I bought like I think it was like a $9 um like program or something like that as like a low ticket thing, and they had me like in a I think it was like a retargeting sequence or what have you. But someone messaged me and they're like, "Hey, how are you liking this? What do you think about it? Bloody bloody blah." I'm like, honestly, I hate life. They're like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I know I need to get good at selling, but I have no idea how to do that." And he was like, really? Okay. Well, if you're wanting to learn how to sell, I might be able to help. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, I actually have a different company, and their whole job is to help teach people how to sell. And so I was like, really? And he was like, yes. I was like, okay, yeah, let's figure something out. Let's connect. So I ended up connecting with a guy, his name's Gentry Chittister, who he's the brother of Tanner Chittister, who owns Elite CEOs. You can look him up on YouTube if you want. Um, and basically, I didn't have the money. Gentry let me put like an initial down payment down and then gave me access to like the course and to those things. I crushed it. Like I basically treated it like I put down, I think it was like $500, and I was gonna have to pay the rest of the 6 grand by the end of the thing. And I didn't have a lot of time to do it. I think I had maybe 3 months. And so I was like,
Yeah.
well, shit, I need to figure this out. So basically what I did is I kept working that trucking job. And then if I wasn't working out, if I wasn't eating food, if I wasn't sleeping, I was studying, I was practicing, I was drilling it into my brain.
Mm.
And even as I was driving around, I would be listening to stuff. And after 111 days, part of the process that they do is they teach you how to actually sell, and then they actually bring you and introduce you to a company that you can sell for. By the end of that, I ended up meeting a very good man. His name's Miguel. It's like a fitness company. And for him, I ended up what they call closing for him. I ended up being a sales guy for him. And the reason why he wanted a sales guy is because he was trying to scale up his company, but he doesn't want to be over Zoom or over the phones all the time talking with people because he needs to do other business things. So
Yeah.
he brought me on so I could make money, but then I'm also saving him time by doing the thing for him. And
Yeah.
so by the end of that stint, it took me from the day I started, it was 111 days, but I was able to make enough money to pay for the program by that point. So came in with $500. I ended up making over 5 grand during the first month of me actually working with him.
Yeah.
And then I was able to pay it off. And I was like, whew, thank God. Um, but so that's how I learned how to sell, how I got into this space.
Yeah.
And since that point, it's been a lot more work because that's the thing. Just because you know how to sell doesn't mean you know how to get people to sell. That's a totally different skill set. That's where this comes into play. And just because you can get people to show up doesn't mean they'll buy your stuff if the offer's horrible. That's where
Mm.
$100 million offers comes into play. And so all these skills are kind of interrelated. And the more skills you can stack, the more control you have over your income and the more confident you feel actually being able to go out and then make money. Because
Yeah.
now, for me, if I know I have someone that I can talk to and they fit a specific set of criteria, I'm going to be able to make money from them because I have a skill set that I've mastered. Or actually, I shouldn't
Yeah.
say that. I haven't mastered it, but I'm good enough at it to where it's predictable. And so long story short, that's been like my like journey of going from someone who did not like their life, did not appreciate their life, and then eventually by investing, paying money for someone to teach me, learned a skill set that would have taken me probably 5 years to figure out on my own. Except I was able
Yeah.
to do it in 111 days. So
Oh, wow. Okay, I get you. I understand that.
yeah.
100%.
But
I
so
hear you.
the reason why I say that is not to be like, oh, look how good Tommy is, or like, oh my gosh, look how much money I've made. That's not the point because there's
Mm.
like compared to Alex, I'm nothing, genuinely. Like at the age
Mm.
of 27, he already had freaking 4 businesses that he was running. I'm not even
Yeah.
close to that. So
Yeah.
the thing for you and what I want to impress, I don't want to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. This will take time. There's no getting around
Mm.
that. But
Yeah.
there is a light at the end of the tunnel if you're willing to show up and actually follow the process. Now, in my opinion, Alex Ramosi is amazing. Like one of these days, I'm going to meet him. I want to shake his hand, thank him for everything he's done for me. But just logistically, because of where you're located in the world and because of the exchange rate, I think you need to start with things that are like free or close to free. And Alex is one of the best when it comes to giving away value for nothing. Like that's literally where those books came into play. So,
Yeah.
and I think that you can, if you have, I don't even know if you need to have it on Audible because I think it's on his podcast he puts. But he puts both of his books out there so you can just have them and go through them. Um,
Yeah.
and then I think on Kindle, you can get like offers for like $1, like a USD dollar, um,
Yeah.
however much that would be. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say to start, because if you start there, you'll be light years ahead of everybody else who is just trying things just for the sake of trying things. And there's I mean, it is a long game, but if you're willing to go through the time of suck of learning the skill when,
Yeah,
you're not making the money or the Lambos or that sort, when you're not at that point, if you're willing to go through that phase,
yeah,
then it wouldn't surprise me if by the time you're 18 years old, you're making more than everybody else around you just because of the skills you have. Because especially for you, it can seem like a little bit of a disadvantage because of where you're located with the exchange rate. But it can also be an advantage because you can do high quality work for people in a way. And yeah, compared to like me getting paid, it might not be worth my time. But for you, it would be worth your time.
yeah,
Because if you pay like $500 for something, for me, it may or may not make sense. But for you, it could 100% make sense just because of that exchange rate. So that's something else I'd mention is don't feel like the exchange rate is like an enemy. It can be an
mm,
asset for the right situation. So hopefully that
honestly,
makes sense,
yeah,
man. But yeah, that's kind of what I would say. Because I generally want everybody to be a success. I do uh, put some stuff on my own channel for free. I have a YouTube
yeah.
channel. It's literally this name, right? I don't know where it is, like right here,
Oh,
TOMY Talent.
Tommy,
Yeah.
okay,
I put basically the lessons that I'm learning, things that I've had to learn over the last, at this point, 5 years of going through all
yeah,
the different stuff.
yeah,
And I don't know, I believe very strongly in Alex's process. And so I'm basically just doing the same thing is as I'm going through talking with people, sharing what I learned. Um, and you'll find a lot of good stuff because at this point, I've probably spent like over 40 grand on like my skill sets at this point. And I've been through much more training than even that, like over 200 grand worth at this point, I think. And all those things are like combined, and that's where I try to make my content from. And I try to give as
yeah.
much detail as possible, that sort of stuff. So if you want, I mean, no pressure, you can do whatever you want. But as I have good insights, I feel like I can share. That's where I put those. So,
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate this.
mhm,
100%. This is my first time going on a call like this, so
right. Well, what I will say
yeah,
too,
good luck.
um, yeah, what I'd say too is most people wouldn't actually take these sorts. So if they heard, oh gosh, you're from South Africa, instantly the appointment would have been deleted. Or like, oh no, he's 16 years old, appointment's going to be deleted. Or oh my gosh,
Yeah,
he put less than $1,000, instantly be deleted. But that's the thing.
yeah,
I'm like, well, you booked the time. I should give you the time because you're taking time out of your day to be with me. So I
yeah,
just ask that in terms of what we have kind of talked about. Um, I feel like that's a pretty good game plan for you moving forward. And the
yeah,
only thing is you following through on it because that's not something I can do for you. Um,
yeah,
at the end of the day, that's on you,
100%. No, I completely understand. Completely. Yeah,
right? Right, man.
yeah,
And then the other thing too, I don't know if you have any socials, but literally this is me everywhere. So you'll find me on
yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even. You can find me anywhere. And if you have any additional questions moving forward, feel free to reach out. Um, and then if I have the time and it makes sense, I'd be more than happy to maybe give you some more advice as you kind of progress along. Because again,
Okay.
I want people to be a success. And, you happen to be one of those people I want to be a success as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm sure you have
Right.
stuff to do. Like, yeah, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. And
No, of course. Get
yeah,
some sleep. I appreciate the hustle though.
yeah,
Middle of the night.
thank you.
All right,
Can
man.
I
You take.
actually ask what time is it there?
So it's in the afternoon for me. So it's 5:30 almost.
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah, we're not quite dinner time, but it's gonna be coming up in just a bit.
yeah. Okay, well, enjoy your dinner.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
enjoy.
Yes, sir. You take care, man. And hopefully I'll hear from you soon.